Let's start off with KDW, where the moderator is the famous Dr. Badrul Khan. I say this maestro is a genius in the field of digital world. Come on close, let's take a look.
Welcome to KDW Khan's Digital World on Fox 5 Plus, Washington, D.C. I'm Badrul Khan. Thanks for joining us. As we all know, facing the challenges of COVID-19 has forced almost every institution in the world to act quickly, introducing technology to move learning online. Since its inception in mid-1990s, the U.S. government's Advanced Distributed Learning ADL initiative has continually contributed to the field of e-learning by providing highly recognized interoperability standards such as SCORM and performing applied research into topics such as mobile learning, learning analytics. I had the greatest privilege to co-edit a book entitled Learning on Demand, ADL and the Future of E-Learning with our former ADL director, Dr. Robert Wisher. And here's the book. Now, we are in 2022. We have Dr. Sae Schatz, the current ADL director, who is along with a team making a difference in the field of distributed learning. Sae's research focuses on learning sciences, technology, systems. Previously, she worked as a professor and has experience in corporate training. Welcome to KDW, Sae. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, please share with us about what you have to or do in your position.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned the book from Dr. Wisher, and like Dr. Wisher before me, we've also published a book. This is called Modernizing Learning, Building the Future Learning Ecosystem. A digital version of it is available at no cost from the ADL website. The book talks about training, education, and even just-in-time learning, and what it might look like in the future.
Very good. I'm glad to have this book. I think I'm going to have this in my library. How's that?
That sounds good.
All right,
exactly.
Good.
You'll have to let me know what you think.
All right, obviously.
The ADL program has always focused on how to help people learn more effectively, anytime, anywhere, and at scale. Back when the program was first established, back in the 1990s, that meant using computers and the internet for e-learning. Many of us, or our children, have experienced e-learning over the last 2 years. And there have been some good things and some bad things about that. On the one hand, it's amazing that we have this capability. We can find so much information at the tip of our fingers. We can talk to experts from around the world and have access to education despite things like the pandemic. On the other hand, it doesn't always work like we want it to, or at least it doesn't always work for every given situation. And there are also issues with assessment. Even beyond e-learning, there are debates about how to evaluate somebody's knowledge and skills accurately and ethically, and how to help people close those gaps, assuming they want to. So this book outlines a vision for the future of learning where we take all of those ideas into account and more. We challenged ourselves to think about how the world around us is changing and how new technologies might be useful and what works best for learning and development. The big idea is that we need a learning ecosystem. In other words, we need to have lifelong learning connected through a continuum, enabled with technology, like e-learning and mobile learning through smartphones, although not 100% technology focused. It needs to be blended. We need to do a better job of accurately understanding somebody's abilities and assessing them in real-world situations. You might have seen something like this if you watch TV, like maybe Star Trek or Ender's Game, but this isn't sci-fi. This is the real world.
Well, and what do you mean by continuing or continuum of learning?
So the idea is that training, education, and other kinds of learning experiences can span all different technologies and situations. So you might have it on your smartphone, and then a training program, and virtual reality, and study abroad. We want all of that to be interconnected on the back end. Think of it like when you go shopping. You go online and you buy different things from different places, and those different online vendors are sharing your data, and they're able to make a better marketing experience for you, and they can make more money because they share that data and they create a profile and they adapt it to you. We can do the same with training and education, but with better outcomes.
So what might look like for someone? Can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's imagine that we have somebody. Let's call her Emma. and she's working as a retail manager, but she wants to switch jobs. She wants to get into technology. So maybe she's taking some community college classes at night, maybe a week-long coding boot camp, maybe some massive online open courses, maybe she's even downloaded an app on her smartphone. Now, how do we get all of those different pieces to work together? Today, it's up to that person, Emma, in our story, to make all the different experiences work together in her mind. And it's not like her college instructors can say, hey, I saw you struggled with this on that MOOC, or you did a great job on that app. So it's not all interconnected. What if instead we could take all of that together, as well as some of the other things that Emma's learned, like maybe from her retail job, and connect it into a digital wallet that follows her around and helps optimize her learning, development, and even employment records? That's what we're talking about. The key to all of this is interoperability.
Well, I'm so happy that you are working on modernizing learning, and your institution, which is ADL, is providing all the support. So I believe in future our modernizing the learning ecosystem would be so useful to people in the academia and in the government and other agencies.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, a good place to start is the ADL website, www.adlnet.gov. We're a government organization, so we give away a lot of our research and even source code into the public domain. You can find public webinars and events and other information there.
Well, folks, that's all I have for today. These are wonderful things that the U.S. government, the readiness from the Department of Defense, have come up with this advanced distributed learning, which is so sought after COVID-19. Thank you for watching. We'll come up with another episode next time. See you.